back to the, have you thought, I'm sure you have for neuroplasticity and feedback, like, would you have like a VR environment where you see your brain as like levels where it's like odd?
Biofeedback is one of the most interesting things you can do with 360 AR, VR. We now have all of these sensors that you're attaching to your wrist, measuring your blood flow, your cortisol levels, sensors on your eye, like contacts that can read your blood sugar. Your VR device is actually tracking your gaze. All this information can be used and fed back to you, giving you your own biofeedback.
So cool.
So if you in AR can see your own heart rate, you have the ability of getting biofeedback and being able to recognize when things are happening. So with that monitoring information, you can learn to calm yourself down when you're getting excited.
Without having to recognize it like as a long process.
So like a little deeper too though, like because the feedback is so immersive, do you think maybe you would actually watch like people who have chronic pain would maybe rewire?
Absolutely.
Oh, they do.
I believe that. I absolutely.
I feel like it would be a lot easier when it's immersive. It'd be a lot easier. Oh, really? In a VR game?
Oh, sick.
And it's like a cold environment.
Sorry, I'm going to go off track for just a moment here because this is really rad and I'd like to continue this conversation, but have you heard of Control? No. Okay, so we're a community space. We just got an HTC Vive, we have a 3D printer, a lot of us talk about blockchain. David's trying to get sort of like a meta space kind of going. We would love if you could like, if you wanted to do a talk or something.
I'd happy to. In fact, I do talks every month, almost every week in Victoria, BC, on the radio for Victoria Film Festival, and I teach at the University of Victoria about 360 and virtual reality filmography. Every single one of those events and talks is recorded or streamed in 360, so you can now go back in time and re-experience.
Can you? So we have our HTC Vive. How would we go about doing that to watch it?
Well, there's for the HTC Vive, I believe there's an app that you need to download to be able to access YouTube 360 videos in VR.
Okay, so maybe we'll get that information from you and then do that. But
you can just Google how to watch a 360 video on the HTC.
Okay. But then we'll get the link of your talks.
I load them on any platform, so anywhere where you can put 360 images or video. If you look at the top of the list, I'm almost the #1 content creator on every platform.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
I've filmed almost 2,200 360 videos in virtual reality. I've captured every major city and tourist attraction coast to coast in Canada, and the interior of every commercial business in Victoria, BC.
Oh, so fun.
Now what we do is we take an image, a 360 image, and then look at it visually from the top. Map out the corner of the room to build a 3D scale model of the environment that you can walk around.
Okay, so you laser it out to
No lasers.
No.
I can actually show you how that works right now.
But if you're ever in town on a Saturday, every Saturday night after 8 is...
We can always meet up in VR.
We can meet up in VR.
There are virtual reality environments where we can meet up, play games. We can meet up inside one of my 360 talks, watch it together. I teleport us across the world.
We're just at a point of just seeing all the shovelware on Steam. We're looking for like good
This is
apps.
a 360 image, right?
Yeah.
Where you put a camera and take a 360 photograph.
Yeah.
But the truth is if you look at the image from above and mark the corners of the room, maybe load another 360 image and mark the corners of the room, then what you can do is build a 3D model of the environment that then you can walk around in 3D.
Shit.
Right?
Oh, this is crazy. That's
So,
good.
what I do is I capture for Google Street View.
Ah, okay.
This is a Google car. I go inside of businesses and do an image, turn it into a 3D model, and add it into Google Earth. So when you're walking around in VR, the digital copy of the Earth that was, because you're traveling through the past,
does that
you can
data go-
enter into buildings and navigate around.
Does that-
But if you happen to come across a live streaming bubble, you can enter into the present.
Oh, sick.
Pretty neat.
Right?
Does that that stuff that you capture, does that go into the Google Earth VR app?
Yes, Google Street View, Google
we have
Earth,
that.
Google
one is
Maps.
I was
really
looking for
great.
it last night.
Everything you capture is built right into,
Okay, so we just
because
have
it's
to
all
record.
GPS, geotagged.
I did.
You didn't find any?
I couldn't find any of your images.
Pull up Google Street View, Google Maps.
No, but like in the
Google Earth VR.
Yeah.
so
Did you roam? Did you
Yeah.
even? If you load up this building, roam around.
so you didn't do it good enough. But yeah, even still, every Saturday night is open house, and
So you can roam. You don't have to follow the path.
So this is Google Street View or Google Earth. I can put on the layer if you want. And then when you are actually looking at the conference center, see all those little dots?
right, you can jump between those.
Well, you can actually navigate within them in VR.
Oh, because if you
And there's the arrow. So this is the entrance of CVR.
hey, I know that guy.
And when you hit the arrows to navigate,
Just like Street View.
You're
Yeah,
literally
I've seen
navigating
those.
around.
I've seen those for businesses.
and they're now linked to Google Earth. So when you're in Google Earth and you look at this building and click on the building, you become the first location at the entrance, and you can navigate around this location.
That's great.
Google should be subsidizing.
Well, they kind of are, but what they're doing is they're crowdsourcing the 360 capture. But they've done something that you haven't realized. They use a guy called Blaise Alguera from MIT and Microsoft and a program called Photosynth that gathers every image that's ever been captured in the world and adds it to the 3D model of the Earth. So when you're in this booth, looking around in these 360 images, when you approach a booth that was far away from my 360, if anybody ever was close and took an Instagram, when you look at it, you'll be able to walk in because you're actually going into the Instagram photo that's been superimposed onto the 360. So when you're at like a very important cathedral, you can actually navigate around between the images of anybody that's ever taken a photo as far back as
does
the
it
first
process
photo.
it to sort of like seem like it's more seamless, or is
All
it
stitched together.
Jesus Christ?
It's called Photosynth. You definitely want to look at it. I wrote an article about how Google Earth is digitizing the entire world. I have 65 published articles on my Medium.
David, have you?
Yeah, David, that's me.
Yeah, you need to. Sorry.
We're really into. We're really into.
Are you going to do a talk?
I'd be happy to. This talk we just had was recorded, and I'll be upstreaming this.
Oh,
so
please.
you can actually be in this chair
I can go sit down.
for the same
Can I go
talk.
sit down in VR like I can sit down? Like, oh yeah, I'm wearing the same pants.
You will,
like,
of course.
Please.
So that was us at CVR 2017, Vancouver. The reason I'm doing that is because
Decontrol.
now in this video, we can do some VR, you'll suddenly have someone put their hand through you. Or if I take it and suddenly lower it,
Now,
in VR you're shrinking.
you know what? And you know what I've
Or if I
noticed?
raise it, in VR you're suddenly going to become like a 12-foot tall giant, and we all look like little tiny ants.